That's like some music basketball player should come out to.
Gets the old goosebumps going, I'll say that.
And now, your San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, you fucking ruined it. All right.
It's a hell of a build, is what I'm saying. That is a hell of a build for a guitar that they're selling.
Yeah, well, because whenever we use Tool, it gets popped, which doesn't matter. We don't monetize. We're just doing this shit for kicks.
If anything, we're doing it to make these motherfucking money.
But it is interesting when, I want to know if that one gets popped or not. Because it's Adam Jones, not Tool.
Funny if we get popped by Gibson.
Well, if it's Gibson, they may come after our ass like we were Dean Guitars.
Ooh. Well, they'll probably get paid just like we are Dean Guitars.
Yeah, you can come have what I got in my pockets.
Like, what they get, like $3,000 or something?
I don't know. It was too heartbreaking to read that shit, considering everybody else that shits on Gibson steals all their stuff and they don't dare sue him. Paul Reed Smith. But yeah, I was like, ain't nobody a Dean anymore. Shit, let's sue them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a quick way to lose favor with people that only buy your $1,000 to $2,000 models, you know?
Well, yeah.
Unless people give a shit at all.
And I do think that Gibson has mostly turned a corner to where they only want to deal with people that have a lot of money in their pockets or people that do this for a living. One of the two.
They care more. Well, like they wanted Dave Mustaine back. And they're asshole enough where Dave Mustaine fits right in.
Yeah. Actually, Dave Mustaine's a great poster boy for that company, if you want to really get down to brass tacks.
Fuck yeah. Motherfucker, wanting the... I want to help out the musicians of the future. I also want 3 other bands to help me do it, too. I don't want to just wear this shit on my own. Like, bitch, it's your idea. Go run with it. Metallica already has it covered. They have a foundation, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it kind of bums me out that that's the direction that Gibson's really taken. If you're a young rocker and you want to play Les Paul, brother, you better find something cheap at a pawn shop, or you better save some fucking money. That's where that's at. Because even everybody that sells shit on Reverb, it's marked up 10% over fucking cost at new, you know?
Right.
So, do what you got to do. And that's why a lot of young rockers, I guess. I don't know. Do they still call you rockers? I guess young shredders, I guess. That's where it's at.
I guess that's more acceptable.
That's why they go fucking Jackson. That's why they go Charvel. That's why they go Ibanez. It's, I mean, if you're going to play a style of rock that would call for Les Pauls or fucking Fender Strats, okay. I mean, there's certainly a place in this world for that as well. But that's not where your young shredders are going to go. Right.
And why would they? There are so many better options for a third of the cost.
Yeah, there really is.
ESP LTD.
Yeah, not repping ESP or nothing right now because we are. But
goddamn right.
I mean, if you're wanting a quality goddamn guitar without breaking the fucking bank, hey, if you want to break the bank, you can do that too.
Yeah, ESP got you covered on both fronts, bro. You can spend nothing or you can spend everything.
The I'm still looking at that 8-string bass that they have, that LTD B108, I think it is. It's because I can't get the Dix at Sweetwater. By the way, anybody from Sweetwater listen to this, I would like to let you know I used to love your company. It's going to dog shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Shit.
I can't get the goddamn sales guy to call me back. So then I called and said, hey, I want a new sales guy. Like, oh, shit, yeah, we'll call you. We'll call you here in a couple hours. Never got that call either, so.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and I was really amazed that you're being handed off to another guy at Sweetwater because the other dude got bumped up.
Yeah, the guy got promoted. Fuck that. Yeah, he's not going to want to be selling me shit while he's trying to do something else.
And this guy probably had a book full of people similar to you.
Maybe.
Probably had a pretty good core that he had built.
Either that or else the corporate world said, man, that guy can handle a few more.
Maybe. But to be handed really, that guy be like, look, you do this guy well. He will do right by you too. If he asks you for something, fucking help him out.
Yeah, but I haven't got that. And the guy doesn't like to talk. He likes to email. And I'm not that guy.
Yeah. The funny thing is that's really much the guy I am. But but I better be expecting that email or else you're probably not going to get a response from me.
Right? Yeah,
I'm that asshole.
So so I guess I'll get a hold of those cats again and tell them I need to change fucking dudes and see if they'll actually do it this time. And if they won't, that's what I guess fucking musician's friend is for. Yeah. I guess. So
musician's friend. I mean, they were pretty good in the early 2000s, from what I can remember using them for.
Their inventory isn't as good as Sweetwater's. Well, nobody's is, but it's just a matter of trying to get anything back. Because I was looking at getting that Schecter 12-string bass.
Right.
My brother Daryl knows what we're doing and what we're about. And so whenever that guy sends like any kind of a suggestion, it's like, hey, maybe this. He did that before with that pedal that we have that basically is an emulator pedal, so we can get the guttural choir voices, if we were going to do that for, folk metal projects or whatever. Perfect idea. Sent me some shit about why you should play an 8 or 12-string bass. I'm listening, and it made perfect sense to me after watching that 30-minute video. It's like, cool. Well, I'll pick it up, and I thought, well, okay, great. Schecter's got a bass on the market that's about $1,300. All right, not that I am bleeding cash, or I just have cash coming out my pores, but
a little bit of disposable income, one would say.
I've got the ability to finance. Let's call it what it is. So $1,300 was where I was going to go. Well, I can't get a phone call back, so now I'm really, really rethinking that, thinking maybe. Legit, an 8-string ESP bass that would be I think it's a 108 or 1008. But
yeah.
That might very well take care of the shit that I need, and it's not going to require me to finance over $800.
God damn, man. I mean, and like we were talking again, that is a bass that will do two things. It will do your normal bass shit, and it will do the epic shit you want.
The 8-string, yes. The 12-string, no.
No, 12-string will do the epic.
Yeah.
That's what it's geared for, is the epicness.
I don't know. I almost kind of wonder what fucking Lemmy would have sounded like on a 12-string. Because that guy's bass shit he was a guitar player playing a bass.
Yeah, he's a rhythm guitarist. Fuck yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, that guy would have made some fucking crazy noise with a 12.
The fact that he just throw these fucking power chords out on a bass guitar. I try to do it on the one we have here. It's a little difficult.
Right.
One, it's a stretch. They got to fucking do the frets like they do on normal guitars for assholes like me that don't want to work hard.
So you got to get high on that neck, son. Not as much real estate between them frets.
Get all shitty. Oh, man. Keeping on the fucking guitar and music thing, which you'd brought up to me, and I had read about it fucking in the morning it was announced. Fucking that David Anderson, guitar player from Soilwork, fucking killing himself.
Yeah.
Not a huge name in music, but I've enjoyed Soilwork for probably about 20 years now.
I didn't care for their shit about, 6, 7, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Back when I was really into the folk metal stuff.
Right.
And I thought, man, I can pass on Soilwork all day. This guy got hired. Their sound is decidedly different from 2014 to 2016.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really not a spot I listen to a lot. Primarily for me, it is like their first 4 albums I really enjoy. Kind of starts to taper off when they actually start getting kind of popular, which happens. That fucking has, especially in Swedish metal.
Sure.
But yeah, they fucking got this guy right at the low point.
Right.
In 2012.
It was 12. I was like, man, it was a 14. It was 12. So, yeah.
They get this guy in 2012, and then things start kind of ticking back up to the positive.
Right.
This last album they put out, which this guy was on, fucking
came
not
out,
bad.
In June, I want to say?
It fucking came out just recently, and goddamn fucking Liquor and Depression, bro.
Yeah, if the band puts up a statement about, liquor and mental health, then you know what happened,
Like, goddamn, I got to be real careful. Because people say I'm a little stupid, and I do like to drink.
Anybody calling you stupid hadn't fucking talked to you very long.
That's true. That's right. You hear that, world? Fuck you.
I will come hunt you down and make you talk to this man.
That's right. Another thing I want to bring up quick, just because I'm looking at it right now, and this will probably be the last time I mention this video, just because of where we're at. Haven't looked at the piss video in a long time.
Okay.
Our piss podcast.
Right. I was going to say, there's nothing video about that.
Yeah.
That's a still. As all of our podcasts are.
That's right. We ain't got no. We occasionally will throw a video up, but it ain't gonna be the whole podcast. November 12th was when it came out, and we've watched it steadily climb.
Damn. So Krista's been like our steady third for fucking coming up on a year.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
by the way,
really,
she's not with us today.
Yeah.
By the way.
Hey, yeah. If y'all want, all of a sudden, click, 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 click. So I pulled it up today just to check it out. I'm not even going to be like, what do you think it'd be at? It's over 10,000 fucking
It is over
views.
10. Okay.
10,194 views.
Because I was going to guess at 10 grand even, because it was at
Yeah.
9-something a couple weeks ago.
So, once again, Yari Menopause has been defeated by something far better.
Yeah. Yeah, our most watched video had to do with that cunt or fellow from Winter Sun.
Yep.
And then elevated to that, even though it was negative, then he gets bounced off again.
That's right.
Just like he does to all of his fans. I wonder how he feels now.
Beat by a woman who let out a manly stream of piss on a dude's head on a fucking concert. Oh, God, I love the music we enjoy.
And you do realize why people were checking that. I was like, oh, here's that video. What? Oh, it's a couple of dummies talking about fucking Mead, metal, and MMA.
However, they are the dummies. They realize, she did it for almost an hour? Well, it seemed like it. But that's like 20-second video.
Yeah, they must have looped this an hour. Let me get out my lube and drop my pants and oh my God!
Finally, what I always wanted. A video I don't have to hit play again on. Get my nut out.
Who are these two brusque fellows, and why is this just a still?
So, Brass Against, thank you so much for giving us.
For all the piss.
Yeah, thanks for the piss.
Well, I don't know if you'll believe this shit, but you're getting old sober Kev on a Friday because I decided to stop drinking beer Labor Day weekend.
Yes. It's
I've had a little bit of whiskey, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
1, 2. Matter of fact, I can count them out. Probably 6 drinks of whiskey. As far as shots, ounces go.
yeah.
Since that Sunday of Labor Day weekend. So.
Well, you fucking said what you're going to do, and by crack are you doing it?
It's like, man, I need to get skinny. So let's stop drinking beer and eating nothing but mashed taters and gravy every day. What?
That's right. And, of course, me is like, well, if you try to do it, I'm going to try to get healthy, too. So I am drinking Michelob Ultra today.
That's okay. You start drinking fucking White Claws, we're going to have a talk.
No.
I'm going to get Ruben and fucking Krista down here. We're going to have a fucking intervention.
They'll all back me. They'll probably drink one with me. I know Ruben will. That dude has brought tall boys of White Claws over here.
I think Krista and I have had that conversation. You can drink White Claws all day, but you better have a set of titties.
Well, I'm not fucking ever drinking seltzer. I don't even like it with weed in it.
I don't think I've had that.
Those little cans of the Wink fucking seltzers we have out there.
No. I found what I like. That kind of hits all my, presses all my buttons, checks all the boxes, as I'd say. And I think I'm good. I think I'm actually really good with where I'm at right now. The thing that's going to make me eventually change is you guys eventually will stop carrying this shit I like. So.
Well, funny thing is, the shit you like is starting to get popular. So probably not. Actually, we will keep it. Especially
I'm a fucking trendsetter.
If it's under the tongue jargon, you're good.
Yeah, well, that is quite medicinal.
Yeah, you're good. Gummies, you're good if you ever need. Especially now, like goddamn, carrying 500 milligram jargon, like carrying adult shit. Finally,
like 50s.
50s.
Oh.
A bag of 10 50s.
I was wondering what the hell was going on because like the biggest shit you guys had for a long time were like 10s.
Yeah. Or we had the 400 milligram things where there were 4 in there and each one was 100.
I didn't recall that. But.
Well, that's also like what you get for like, well, I just want to get fucked up and I don't want to eat a whole bag of shit.
Yeah, that actually each one individual is more than I have ever consumed in one sitting.
Yeah. I've eaten 2. But I've also learned if you eat 2 in a row real fast, that's how you get where you want to be.
Oh. I didn't think you ever felt anything off of edibles.
I got a 200 milligram. It's a strawberry lemonade, which was fucking delicious, by the way. And I just nursed it for about 20 minutes till I drank more than half of it. And then all of a sudden I started feeling it in the eyes. Because that's how I always know. It's like, okay, there's the edible. Because it always dries my eyes out.
Yeah.
But then it got worse. Then worse. What am I fucking saying? It got
Better?
better.
You mean better. You said worse, but I think you mean better.
Yeah, like fucking realized like, damn, I haven't fucking smoked any weed in like an hour and a half. And trying to be a drunk-ass cop in a video game.
Oh, you're doing that Rock and Disco Elysium, which
right.
comes highly recommended by weirdos such as he and I.
Absolutely. Honestly, when I'm done with it, we fucking need to just have like a little 10-minute segment on this show just talking about that.
Yeah.
We've discussed.
Or do a special.
We've discussed potentially doing that. We might do a little holiday special Disco Elysium review.
Kuno don't give a fuck.
Kuno don't fucking care.
Goddamn Cockney lad in the game. Yeah, it's...
Jack's listening now. He's real mad.
Probably. Yeah, because he hates that kid. Which, really, most people should. But
I fucking love that kid.
But, yeah, Disco Elysium, the, what is it, the director's cut or some shit like that?
Yeah.
The final cut.
The final cut, yeah. Because I didn't realize this game had come out like 4 years ago.
Yeah, and apparently it was text only, right?
The only shit that was spoken were like the initial lines of dialogue.
Gotcha.
That guy that does all your internal dialogue wasn't in there.
Wow. Well,
Which honestly, if that wasn't in there, I would get pretty bored.
Yeah.
Having every fucking line of dialogue is spoken in this one, which I forget. It was a lot.
Yeah.
That was primarily what took that game so long to come out. Was getting all these people from Europe, all corners of Europe, and some Asia to like get and do all these voices.
Right.
I fucking love that game. I gotta admit, that is a fucking diamond in the rough for me.
So the Mead Metal MMA podcast. This time around, let's get to the Mead side. I think I've been lying to you people for a good 6 months. We keep talking about we're going to start a batch, I was getting ready to pick up honey today. And I said, well, what the fuck? We're out of yeast. Because we actually used all of it, got down to one, and it's out of date. Which ain't bad because consider we bought a fucking dozen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
So, yeah.
We've done some batches.
It's been a while. But, yeah, so I need to pick up more yeast again. I'm not buying 12 this time. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Lalvin D47. It's a really nice yeast for sweet mead. The alcohol comes in at 14 or so, a good range for it. Probably actually a range of 13.5 to 14.5. But because it's always going to be fluctuating. And I would say actually during summer that fermentation is going to be a little harder, but the actual end product with the alcohol would actually be a little less.
Right.
So any batch we make now is actually probably going to trend 14 and maybe above.
We have used a lot of Grand Cuvée, haven't we?
Grand Cuvée will get you at 18.
Yeah.
That's that one's a very low mortality yeast, meaning it takes a lot more alcohol to kill all the little yeast molecules in there.
Yeah.
Because that's eventually what happens anyway. They'll keep working all the way until they die, boss, just like the rest of us, right?
Yeah. Fuck. We are all yeast.
But yeah. The problem with that one is it's that yeast variant. I don't like the flavor that it puts out. It's not as smooth. It's not as complex.
Not as dry.
Yeah.
But that's personal preference on my front. Like, I want that shit to be really dry.
Yeah, well, Grand Cuvée comes off very dry. Yeah, because, and that's because of the astringency, because of the alcohol content.
Right. With Laughlin, that provided, because we did, of course, the initial, well, not the first one.
The very first one, we used a liquid yeast from White Labs.
Yeah.
For sweet mead. And that one still stands as one of the best batches we ever did, the very first one.
Yeah. I wish that shit was more readily available.
I also think that one was because... well, fuck, we were expecting it to be terrible and have to dial it in. We didn't know we were going to hit gold right off the bat.
Yeah, that was a good batch. That was a really good start.
But I do prefer liquid yeast, but, man, it's summer.
It's hard to
even
get.
in the dead of winter, it's a little hard to get it down here. It's possible, but, they have to put it in cold packs, even in the dead of winter, because who fucking knows if it sits at a station in a warm area for a while.
Fuck, around here, it might go between Lubbock and Amarillo 8 times before you get it.
Now, that's actually something you can almost count on. It's that new means that a UPS is using to, kind of jack up the mileage so they can get some more shit from their stockholders or whatever.
It's like, this cost me $80 a ship. It's just because it's going 800 miles between Amarillo and Lubbock for a week.
Yeah. Back and forth. Back and forth. The old I-27 jam.
God, them schmucks.
So how you doing this fucking week, huh?
Shit, I'm doing fine. My boss spit on me this week.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Spat on me. Like...
It's like, were you begging for it and stuff? Was there like fucking PVC suits and latex and shit involved? Or
No, it was at work.
What? So was it all PVC and latex?
She, have you ever, thought about something that got you salivating a lot and you just shoot saliva out of your mouth? You ever done that?
Yeah.
We used to call it gleeking back in high school.
Okay.
And the term apparently
you mean it's like a little tiny one that...
Yeah, like you're like a spitting cover.
It's not like a ball of spittle.
No.
It's a small drop that you fire at a velocity out of your mouth.
It's saliva straight from the glands.
There it is, yeah.
And so she did that, and I didn't even know. That was half the fun of doing it in high school to people. It was like, they don't even know you're doing this to them, but you're just fucking lining up their fucking...
Putting your bodily fluids onto them.
Right on their back, man. Like a fucking... Never mind. So, and then all of a sudden, she's like wiping down my arm, and I'm like, "What are you doing?
Stop pawing at me, woman!"
I'm so sorry. I just gleeked on you.
Oh,
like, oh, ew, ah. You got to make people feel bad for doing bad things.
So she's looking at the old brand man and starts salivating. Is that what you're saying?
Shit. I think we had a patient bring in some food that she was looking forward to.
Well, I can appreciate people who like food.
Ain't nothing like getting spat on at your job.
Yeah. Well, I get that figuratively at times, but
we like to have fun. That's been all right, man. Work's been fine. Shit. I ain't really got nothing to bitch about this week. Gotta admit.
I gotta say I'm kind of right there with you, even though. I mean, if I'm just looking for shit to bitch about, I've certainly got that. I got barrels loaded. I mean, had another issue with the elderly again today. So I'm coming down our kind of main thoroughfare through our two-way town, 2 one-way streets, by the way. Which, yeah, if you're not from here, it kind of splits off like it, I don't know, like it hits a point and it splits off. And one you go one way to stay to the right, and the other one's the oncoming one way. And it comes like that all the way through town. Yeah. Which actually, I believe in my heart of hearts, if they ever wanted to set up like a fucking F1 Grand Prix race in this town, they could make that shit happen. It's laid out the right way. Just make it all the one-ways.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
We can't do that.
A man can dream, right? Yeah, really where... it got me thinking about F1 races and like trying to set it up in Portales. It's like, man, you're going to have to pave all this shit with concrete. You're going to have to make these big sweeping wide curves and everything else. And that's where my brain immediately goes. And that's sober Kev.
The scariest one
of all.
Oh. Damn, pardon me.
Michelob. So the Michelob will still make you have the same side effects as the Budweiser.
Yes, it will.
Gotcha. Because it's all carbonated.
It always comes out on top.
So the elderly. Yeah, no, I was sitting there thinking, it's like, wait a minute, and I'm still thinking about the F1 track around town. So dealing with the elderly, I'm coming down our main thoroughfare, and it's busy. It's lunchtime. I just got off of work. My end of the work day is kind of where everybody else is taking lunch.
Yeah.
And so I'm not exactly a guy that zips through traffic, lane change. I'm not. But if there's somebody that's absolutely just make me lose my shit ahead of me, I will change lanes and get around them. And I get the mirror side of it, don't see anything. And I haven't for a while, by the way. I'm assuming that lane's been vacant for a while. It's like from light to light. So we're talking about 3 city blocks, 4.
Yeah. Big town.
I even do the quick glance over the shoulder to look back to see if I've got, any assholes that are kind of sneaking up in the old blind spot, because a Jeep actually has a horrible blind spot. If somebody's trying to ride in it, they can do it and get away with it. And that's exactly what this old bastard was doing today. And so I go, get ready to shift over, and all of a sudden, then he hits the gas. Then I can see him. It's like, well, motherfucker, had you done that, I don't know, a half mile ago, we wouldn't be having this issue right now. Is it technically my fault? You bet your ass. But I stand behind it that don't ride in anybody's blind spot.
Yeah, it's still not right.
Speed up, slow down. I don't fucking care. Just don't ride there. Right in the smack in the same spot.
Yeah. This message brought to you by Angry Sober Kev.
Yeah. I have my moments, right? Now let's talk about that F1 track.
Yeah. Back to racing.
Ah, shit. Well, we have the metal stuff coming up here pretty soon, and I know we've actually been going a little long-winded already without checking in with LJ to find out, what's going down. Get the lowdown with LJ.
And welcome back to the metal. Got some good stuff for you this week and some not so good stuff, but hey, if you trust me, then you've got nothing to lose. Except maybe a couple bucks. But, hey, that's what the internet's for, am I right? Let's move on. Now, first of all, I want to say that this list was not easy to sort through. Usually I just go by picking the most interesting band name and listening to them, but this time I kind of went through all the names and tried to pick something that seemed somewhat interesting. The first band on here that I thought was worthy of notice was this band called Destrage. They're an Italian progressive metalcore band formed in 2002, and their latest album is called So Much, Too Much. And it's pretty fucking good. It's the most intense album that you're going to see on this list. Unfortunately, everything either is very prog territory or very hard rock territory. Sorry, blame the guy at Loudwire. I keep dumping shit on Loudwire. But look at the length of this list and then listen to every band on it, and you tell me that these guys know what they're doing. Pfft. But then again, that's what I'm here for. And if you can't trust some random stranger on the internet, who can you trust? Alright, this next band is called House of Lords, and their new album is called Saints and Sinners. Now, I started listening to this album front to back, and let me tell you, the title track actually sounds like you could pop it right into any Mega Man game, and it would fit right in. It's actually that kind of rock. And I loved it. I thought it was pretty upbeat and pretty energetic. So if you're into that kind of stuff, or Mega Man music in general, this is for you. Saints and Sinners. Buy it. Next up, we've got the band Summerlins. And the album's called Dream Killer. What do you know? Anyways, I went ahead and checked out this album, and it actually... This sounds like hyperbole because I compare everything to Maiden. But honestly, if you were looking at a turd, would you call it a flower? No. This is a band that sounds like it was Maiden if they were formed in the States and aged quicker. So yeah, that's what they sound like to me. It isn't a bad thing because Iron Maiden is a very consistent, very gallopy band. And these guys have this gallop right out the gate that makes me think Maiden whenever I heard them. So if you think I'm lying, go check them out. Give them a couple views. Worst case scenario, you don't like it. So what? Buy something else. But if you do like it, this is your cup of tea. Or Jack and Coke, whatever you drink. Piss? All right, this next band, I don't know how to market them, and clearly they didn't know how to market them. The band's name is Libica, and they have a self-titled album. Now, I was confused because I was listening to the first song of this, and I listened halfway through the album before I was like, how long is this fucking song? The entire album is one song, but they divided it up into 9 tracks. If you think I'm bullshitting you, listen to any song up until the last second, and then it'll transition into the next one seamlessly. Literally, one gigantic song separated by timestamps. It's not a bad album. It's not even metal, though. It starts out really clean, acoustic, and soft, almost atmospheric. And then whenever you get halfway through the album, it starts picking up some energy and getting heavier. Like, what the fuck? I mean, it's not bad. It's just confusing. It's like, I thought it was just one gigantically long song like Call of Cthulhu or anything by Dream Theater, but no, it just happens to be a bunch of songs that blend together and transition flawlessly. So if you want to learn how to do this with your album, these are the guys. Libica or Libica. Labia? Whatever. Anyways, moving on. It seems that I've been a little bit either too harsh or too sensitive with these bands, but here's something that's actually worth listening to. The band is called Fans of the Dark, and the album is called Suburbia. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You want rock? You got it, right to the face. These guys aren't like super duper heavy, but they're where they need to be. There's a certain sweet spot between heavy and not heavy, and these guys tread on the heavy side. Totally worth throwing the horns up in the air and getting a concussion by swinging your head around. Thrashing all around. But honestly, though, the album cover art looks cool, too. It's like this It looks like an Oni. It could be an Oni or like a goblin or something, with a headlamp on, looking at a sign that has a arrow pointing that says Suburbia. Pretty clever, actually. Okay, I'm easily impressed. What do you want from me? All right, let's go. Let's move on to the last one on this list, which happens to be a band called Clutch. The album is called Sunrise on Slaughter Beach. I know, it sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Almost like you could just see the red tide ebbing and swaying from the coast. But I actually heard them, and they sound pretty rockin', so it's good to end on a high note. I would definitely, oh my God. I would definitely recommend these guys if you want to listen to something that doesn't suck. There you go. So there were a lot more bands in here than there usually are, but the list was just so long, and there were actually so many interesting selections it was hard to pick. So you go out there, go in the comments, tell me what you're looking forward to, what you've heard, what you think sucks, what you think is cool, and share it with us and the Meat Hall guys. That's all for today. Take care. I'm not going to be here in 2 weeks, but we will see you around. Take care. Laters. And okay, enough formalities. Bye.
Number is all you need. Domino's Pizza delivers. 30 minutes fast and free. Domino's Pizza delivers. Quality is making it to your door. We're taking it. Domino's Pizza. 30 minutes fast and free. Domino's Pizza delivers.
No problem.
Man, that's the weekly positivity block right there, from LJ to 80s fucking Domino's commercials. You don't get more positive. Where are you getting more positive than that?
I wonder how much money Domino's lost by that 30 minutes or it's free bullshit.
I don't know. The one that encouraged drivers to basically kill themselves to get that shit
Well,
there.
because wasn't it like, oh, if you don't get it there, you're paying for this pizza. There ain't no free shit.
I don't think they could legally do that.
Yeah, they're not scary like Subway is.
Although I worked at a car wash once. I don't know if I ever fucking told this on here or not. Worked at a car wash, and it was like one of those ritzy bastards where you pull in and you leave it, and they drive it through the whole fucking thing.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
All that, I mean, you work your way up. You start the vacuums, real prestigious shit right there. But but that was back, in the 80s, and that's be able to look and see if anybody had half burnt joints in their ashtray or something.
Change.
Called a tip, my friend. But so then we go from that station though. Then you'd work at back end, and that's where you prep the vehicle so it'll roll into the automated shit, and then you get promoted from there. You go to front end where you basically wipe it down, dry it off, and all this stuff.
See, that
and then
doesn't
it
sound
goes
like a
to
promotion.
QC, I think, is what they so quality control or whatever. And it'll go there, and then those are the ones that do all the armor all and the air freshener shit at the end and everything. But you had to work there a while to get up to that spot.
God damn.
Specialists in the company.
Now fucking.
But anyway, so I went into way more detail than I required, kind of like the F1 thing a while ago. But I was working back end and forgot to take an antenna off, or I didn't realize that antenna could come off. And it got broken off in the fucking automated, when it ran through there. Yeah, and they wanted to charge me for that woman's fucking antenna. It was like $79. I was in high school. I was making maybe $40 a week, maybe.
Damn.
This is in the 80s, so,
We had a fucking bar here I used to work at, run by Satan. Susan. My bad. Susan. Name was Susan.
That's the one job you and I both have had.
Fucking built like a goddamn Cowboys linebacker, but a 50-year-old woman. And if a 30-pack got broken in that little fucking cooler they had in that boxcar, came out of your check. I question the legality of that to this very day. And it came up on our checks as breakage. Here's the thing, though. I never got those beers.
Yeah.
Like, I had to pay for them, but I never got to drink any of them.
Well, she knows you're not going to go out and get a lawyer.
No. But, then when
She'll just fire your ass because it's an at-will state and fuck you.
But that's when you load up about $500 worth of high-end liquor and then just don't go into work the next day. That's what you do.
I think I'm pretty sure that's some kind of theft that gets your ass in some real trouble, huh?
If that business still existed.
Yeah.
But it don't. Guru McCool's is dead.
What is it now? Some kind of like roofing company or something?
A gutter company. I don't know. Half of it is.
I don't know.
Shit.
Anyway, so let's. I guess are we good with metal? I will say LJ did a great job of pointing out all the different releases for the week. He did miss one though.
And enjoy your vacation, of course.
Yeah, he's going camping for a bit.
I
So
don't fucking want a 2-week vacation.
go to work where he does.
I can't. Because I'll fucking.
Because you've loaded up $500 of liquor before.
I'll say. Yeah, they'll listen to this podcast and they won't hire me anymore. Yeah. I have to settle for the 1-weekers. Behemoth put one out.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try the same name of it because I don't want to sound like a cunt.
Is it some weird? Is it racist this time, or is
No.
it still
Oh,
real
no, it's
heavily
got-
satanic?
Just satanic. It's
Okay.
got like 4 crosses
All
with
right.
a serpent on it, and they all got Jesus crucified on them. You know, ain't going to piss nobody off.
Right.
But it's called Opus Contra Naturam. I almost said Natvaram, but it's V's like U's. You know
Right.
what I mean? But again, it is, if you heard the last Behemoth album, you've heard this one. That's not shit talking. It's still fucking good. But I understand it ain't for everybody.
No, it's not my cup of tea.
Nurgle is I don't know, like the funny thing is people bitch about how the band is now. I'm like, God, that's really the only reason why I listen to them now is because they're a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Look, there's some fucking good grooves going on in there. Some nice harmonies. There's some really pretty shit. But in between, there's going to be that motherfucker belting out lyrics like a demon.
Right.
I give it
Again, it's just-
3 hot, wet kisses out of 5.
Yeah, it's just. That shit's just not my. That's not my groove.
Clutch put one out, too. Clutch is a band I really enjoyed when I was living in Clovis, doing, like, live journals and shit.
They're like grindcore shit.
No, fucking, they're like fucking garage band rock.
Okay.
I'll fucking throw some on. Like, I've played them here before, but I think we've always been a little too lit up to fucking, like, be like, oh, who the fuck is this? It's just kind of like music. This is good.
Yeah. If it's
But they're
something
like a
that's-
jam band. They're really like a jam band.
Well, that explain why. If I don't remember it, that means it didn't suck. I will say that. You know.
Yeah.
Stuff that sucks, I will remember. It's like, nope, fuck that. That ain't playing. Get that out.
After that, really, I even look like on Metal Injection. I'll look down at what they say, like, oh, this is also, here's everything else that's coming out. Because sometimes there'll be some gems in there. But now you got bands like Battle Sword, which 10 years ago I'll be like, I'm listening to that fucking band.
Okay.
When I was into the fucking power metal, you know? Let's see.
I would talk shit, but I got into pretty deep into Insaphirum, and you know. Speaking of power
That's
metal,
one of the
that's
biggest ones,
That's
too.
a Finnish power metal. That's you
I
know.
would even say that is a top 3 power metal band.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, nothing blowing up my skirt, really. I haven't listened to that new Clutch yet, but apparently it's only 30 minutes long, so I think I can make time down the road.
God damn, that's basically like that's that weird awkward spot between EP and LP.
Clutch isn't known for doing long, like their songs come in about 2.5, 3 minutes.
Okay, so that's actually going to be a full LP for them then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
God damn, them Michelobes go down light.
Yeah. Tastes a little like drinking carbonated water.
Pretty soon it feels just like I'm drinking seltzers with beer in them. Well, shit. Let's, goddamn, I don't know. I mean, there's football going on. We're in football now. We're in football time.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it was a great game on Thursday night, and that's the only night I'm going to watch that shit because I got too many other fucking things
Yeah.
going on. But going to be a fun season, and people around here are going to be a little sad because the Dallas Cowboys already look like they're struggling, and it's only one game in.
I love it. I love it.
So people around here, they'll always jump loyalty. They'll go from the Cowboys to the Broncos.
Yep.
But both of them have sucked here lately, so they've been doing that Kansas City Chiefs thing.
They didn't do that for Michael Crabtree.
Nah.
Like, oh, we like that guy.
Nah. Well, Crabtree is kind of hard to like anyway.
Well, down like after his tenure with the Niners, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And he
So-
didn't win a championship either.
So this is not the Mead, Metal, and Football podcast. So you want to move on to MMA because we had a pretty big card last weekend. I'm not going to say it was a good card, but it was a big card.
This was more fucked up than the UFC pay-per-view they had to cancel.
Yeah,
remember that, the John Jones card where
vaguely, right,
where they were gonna his initial opponent got pulled and they had him set up with somebody. He's like, I don't want to fight that guy, and they pretty much just had to cancel an entire card.
That really tells you all you need to know about the UFC. That was supposed to be a pay-per-view event. Rather than make it just a free event and the event must go on, no, they just canceled that shit.
Yeah, not these days. Now they're publicly traded.
Yeah,
we saw 6 fighters basically have their entire evening changed in the matter of 24 hours before a fight card.
Yeah.
Some for the better, but someone got really fucked in the ass.
Here's my problem is that, exactly, they had the card set. That's what's got to be. Everybody just got to come in on weight and be able to pass muster with that. Everything's rosy. It's a go. We're all set and everything else. Let the fights commence. Problem is, you get that asshole Kamzat Chimaev coming in 7.5 pounds overweight.
Fat boy!
178.5. He was supposed to come in at 171 because you get that 1 pound, wiggle room if it's not a championship fight. So Kamzat comes in 7.5 pounds over immediately. Nevada State Athletic Commission's like, no, that fight cannot go on.
And he didn't look like he fucking cared.
That was it. I think that's the biggest thing that burns everybody's ass.
You hit there are levels of this game. And you got to be able to fucking meet him or Dana will know fucking like that. That's it.
And Dana, Dana loves that guy because that guy was a blubber and puss bag because he was afraid he's going to die of COVID. And stuff. Said he's going to retire, he's never going to fight again, everything else. And Dana's like, nah, he's just being a dummy. Let me talk to him.
Bro, Kamzat ain't going to listen no more if you keep calling him a dummy.
Well, he is. That dude is the Bryce Mitchell of Russia, right?
Oh.
Bring that twister here, son.
Yeah, let's get that fight to happen. The 2 dumbest motherfuckers in UFC. God damn it. Hopefully they don't come up and tag team our ass up here.
But so this sends everybody scrambling. You can't add fighters. I get it. Fighters get on there. It's like, yo, Dana, and they'll take a photo of themselves and their scale and shit, knowing goddamn full well you can't get added. Once the weigh-ins begin, the card is set. No new fighters can be brought in at that point.
There was one card where they had a guy weigh in that wasn't even fighting on the card. He was a backup.
You can do that if the state athletic commission of that state allows you to do that.
And that dude, they didn't need him, but he made weight.
Yeah,
and if he was needed,
it'd be an alternate that could step in.
Right.
Sure, because that's how it is. The cards are set. You can't add anybody.
Saturday morning, that shit ain't going down.
Right. And so if you're Justin Poirier, it's like, yo, Dana. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man,
a guy that already has a fight announced, by the way.
Yeah. It's just, so that's the thing, get their fans all wound up. It's like, yeah, get that guy.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
No, fuck, he's got to do with Michael Chandler.
So what they had to do, though, they didn't remove anybody. They just completely fucking gutted and rebuilt that fucking card.
Yeah, man.
From top to bottom, basically. I think with the exception of one fight, I think the rest of that card, was impacted.
The top 3 fights. The top 3 fights were all shuffled together. The fucking. I want to say it feels like half that fucking fight card missed weight.
It felt like that. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
but it was a lot.
A lot of people get naked to make weight.
Because usually, if there's one blown weight, we go, oof, that's not a good look. Fuck, there were like 4, right?
Yeah, and like
3, at least 4.
3 that had to get naked to fucking make weight.
Yeah, so that's a fatty card right there.
Yeah, and we saw.
Almost wonder if that scale might have been just slightly off.
Fucking maybe Nate Diaz left like a joint on it or something. But it's like, okay, Nate Diaz got the send off that he probably deserved, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did,
and still fought a guy a note. Beat his ass, but fought a guy a note. Then we had Kevin Holland fighting a guy. They just fed that motherfucker to the wolves.
Yeah,
and he's an up and comer, even though he's been doing this shit for years now in the UFC.
I think Chimaev is. I don't think that he's championship grade right now. I think that guy runs into even the former champ Kamaru or Colby Covington, either one.
Yeah.
I think they expose him. I don't think that guy's wrestling is that great, and his fucking striking is terrible.
You know, Nate's striking looked pretty goddamn good against Tony Ferguson.
Nate is actually a great striker.
Yeah, but and who knows? If I still feel like if Nate could have survived the first 2 rounds even of that fight, if it happened, he had a great shot of winning it.
Yeah, Nate's, his counter wrestling, really, for lack of a better word, is great. Some that Kevin Holland doesn't have to deal with. Usually that guy, they line him up against guys that do what he does, and it's okay. And sometimes, even in some cases, I think he had that one against that one wrestler to a degree.
Yeah.
But
that made him want to go work on his wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So... Yeah, but to go from like having that guy set up does a full camp against a striker, suddenly it's like, oh, you got to fight this fucking beast.
Yeah,
Kevin Holland though got that purse though, right, for that blown weight, since he's the one that had to take that fight.
Yeah.
So
and hopefully got some co-main bump. I mean, he was a co-main event of that pay-per-view when he wasn't supposed to be.
I know that Dana said that they don't get paid anymore for doing any of this shit. Okay, that's fine. I don't think he's lying. I think that there's actually a lot of truth in that. I think they get compensated in other ways.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Because after that, it's like, well, I don't actually have to take this fight in the eyes of the commission.
Sure.
But the guy that got fucked the most, man, was Li Lang.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Come in, you do your job, you make weight, you fucking say, sure, I'll fight this other guy, and then you get robbed.
Yep.
You get robbed by the judges. And of course, ain't gonna get overturned. It never does.
There were 3 fights on that card, prelims and main card, that I felt I felt the judges made an egregious mistake.
Yeah,
3 times.
Yeah, not a great night. Honestly, not a great pay-per-view. It wasn't even a pay-per-view grade when the card held. You know what I mean? Kamzat and Diaz in your main event, no titles on the line. There was 1 ranked fighter on that entire pay-per-view card. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Even though Kamzat, he is ranked, but not at the fucking weight they had to create for that fight to happen.
There is no such thing as a catchweight division.
Yeah, he's a 180-pound champion now. Yeah, beat Kevin Holland for it. And, of course, for the next month, we're getting fight cards start at 5, and then the pay-per-view starts at noon. Not ideal if you're an evening MMA fan.
We gotta huddle up on this shit with the rest of the miscreants around here and find out. Are we actually wanting to do that card at noon that day? It's a great card.
I don't know. It is,
but that's noon.
I don't want to be midnight drunk at 3. That's my problem.
I guess, do I pass out Friday night at like 10, like some kind of old man, and wake up at 6 and then start all my fun shit by about 10 a.m.?
Fucking prelims at 8 a.m. Fuck. Like, what? I get up at 8 a.m. for nothing but work. Better be paying my ass to be up that early. Especially on a day off. Shit.
I could see missing the prelims that day. I could see that crystal clear, but
I could see missing all but the last 3 fights of that card.
Man.
Really?
That's one of the better cards of the entire year. And
now, we could do the Gaethje Khabib thing like we did before and ignore that motherfucker. And then queue it up on a lovely website that we got and watch it that way.
Yeah.
That is doable. I hate the internet. I can avoid it.
Okay. Fair enough, yeah. Maybe we'll have to think about that. Because that is a card worth buying. So.
I agree. It is.
All right.
It really is.
Anything else got you going on the MMA side?
Did I have that motherfucker pulled up? Nah. No.
Well, and I got to say,
there's a fight card tomorrow.
There's
Sandhagen's fight.
There is one fight on that entire card that I give any modicum of shit about.
The Song of Yadong.
Song Yadong and Cody Sandhagen. So, or Corey Sandhagen. Corey, yeah.
Both work.
He's close enough. That guy, we kind of, I did. I really liked his chances to be able to get a title shot and get in that strap, but he suffered a couple setbacks.
Yeah, Peter Yan and fucking Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Even though that Dillashaw fight, argument can be made he won that fight. Because that was a split for TJ, and TJ had a big old cunt-shaped gash in his head after that fight.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Cody didn't look like he just been on a jog. But that's why Dillashaw's fighting Aljamain in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know.
Which, I don't want to say sour grapes, but Sandhagen had weighed in and said, yeah, he liked Aljamain in that fight. Like, well, of course, yeah?
Yeah.
Like the guy that barely beat you got a decision victory on you. You're not still harboring some ill will there. Yeah.
Right. Second fight back after getting busted cheating hard. No, fuck it. Outside of that, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, good enough. So, we'll be back in 2 weeks. I think we got Krista back and stuff. I think we have a normal Friday.
We'll gain one, but we'll lose one.
Yeah, no LJ.
What, this guy can't do it from the woods?
So anyway, that's good to do it. Picks. What do we got going on? What's your beverage of choice today,
I'm
sir?
drinking Superior Light Beer. Trying to watch my calorie intake.
Trying to get them winter gams going.
That's why I'm on my third one of the podcast.
Damn. Go down easy, I guess.
Hey now.
Shit, man. Let's see. I'm drinking water. That's where I'm at.
I will be smoking some proper weed though. Here eventually.
The sweet Chiba.
Yeah, got some Humboldt Holy Weed. Smells like blueberries.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let's see. So we've gone that way. We don't give a shit about that fight card tomorrow. Oh well, listening. I don't know. Ska probably this week, I think.
Yeah. I'll go with that too, man. Fucking the mood's been positive enough for ska has been a joy today.
How about that Sandhagen Song Yadong fight tomorrow? What are your thoughts there?
Cody's lost 2 in a row. Need a big win, but like one is arguable. The other one was Peter Yan. I mean, there's not a whole lot can be said. And that guy's gonna fucking, of course, murder Sean O'Malley, in my humble opinion.
I'm hoping, right?
That's what we all want.
Yeah,
that's what the world needs.
Sean O'Malley needs it worse than anybody.
I like Sandhagen, and if that dude has too much potential to be amazing, to fucking not get it done.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. That's gonna do it for us. 2 weeks, yeah. I'll have Krista back, and we'll get back into it again with another Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast here. There it is.
Uh-oh.
No.
It's
Not the
Real
Big Fish. Not the...
Hot damn.